Hey guys, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here, and I wanted to make a workout for people who really can't be doing much with their knee. All right, so I got a friend whose knee it needs to go for a replacement. She's just trying to make it last a little bit longer, or really just survive, for a few months. But she really wants to make some progress in some of the health stuff too. She doesn't want to like just completely run off the rails. And so here's a workout for you, but it may really match up for other people as well. So this is going to be very, very light on the legs. There's one exercise that's like a maybe. All right, and so I'll show you an option for maybe not doing that one. But all of any of the hip work and things like that are non-loaded, non-weight bearing, non-knee bending exercises. All right, and there's some upper body stuff in here a little bit too. All right, so for this workout, I'd like you to be near a set of stairs. We're going to be using them for a calf raise and for push-ups, and then also I'd like to have a chair nearby. All right, so something to sit in because it'll work better for keeping the body deloaded. So if you've got that set up pretty good, that can be nice. I'm going to use a bench for my stairs, and I'm going to use the floor when I do the push-ups, but I would recommend the push-ups from the stairs as well, third or fourth step, to make them better, a better fit. All right, sorry I walked away. But all right, so right up first, we're going to get down on the floor. All right, so the exercise workout is going to start on the floor. So get down there. Maybe I should break down a little bit of some ideas on how to get down on the floor. What I would do is the knee that is hurt, the one that is the one that needs to get changed around, I would take that one back behind, so you can come down, get the hand on the ground. Maybe get both hands on the ground, and then you come down to the other leg there, all right? And then you can get to the hip and lay back, all right? So I'd recommend that. We'll reverse that when we're coming back up. So sometimes getting down and up is a factor in some of this, all right? So what I'd like you to do is we're going to do a leg raise. So I'm going to start off, boom, hit it, all right? So it's on right now. We're doing a leg raise. My toes are pulled back towards me, turned down a little bit. My knee is nice and straight, my quads flexing, abs are pulled in, going up and down to the side, and maybe just a slight bit behind me. Just a tiny bit behind me as I'm doing this. All right, abs pulled in, and we're squeezing back in there. All right, so nice bit of fun here. We're gonna really get things toasty in the hips. So this is really great because a lot of times the hips cause some knee problems. So we're gonna do a forward circle now. So I'm circling forward. I consider a forward circle where you go forward at the top of that motion. That's how the motion is coming forward. All right, wrapping forward there. Again, most of this circle should be happening behind you. All right, if it starts going out front and gets to our hip flexor, we don't need that. We're trying to get the glutes and the hips a little bit here. All right, keeping them strong is a great factor, and keeping your knees healthier and happier. All right, so the stronger your hips are, the better that is. All right, now we're going to do a backward circle. Oh, this is where it starts to get fun for me. Oh boy, the challenge comes in. The struggle is real. All right, so I'm lifting the leg, squeezing it back, coming up, squeezing back each time. Oh yeah. Abs pulled in. The better you pull your abs in, the more you'll get that work into the hips. All right. Oh, I kind of think I'm strong sometimes until I do work like this. All right, now we're just gonna hold up and back. All right, so I'm not really using my knees at all, but boy is this tough. Woo-hoo, squeezing up. Oh. The higher it is, the better, but just don't let it turn. That top hip still needs to be more forward than the bottom hip. All right, and I hope it squeezes back. Oh, it's fading on me. It's fading on me. Come on, stay up there. Stay up there. Woo. Last couple seconds. All right, I'm gonna spin around, but you could just roll the other side for this one, but I want to stay facing on for you. We're going up and down with that leg raise, so right into the other side leg raise. All right, you can rest your head down here, take a nap if you want to. Starts off all fine and good, except your bottom leg's still burning a little bit, and that's going to get even more fun as we go too. To pull the toes back towards you, knee is straight, turn that thigh pointed down. Top hip is more forward than the bottom hip, so you need to lean forward a little bit, do that. Oh yeah, sorry, forward circle. Circling forward. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oof. Yeah. Abs pulled in. circling forward, so it goes forward at the top, forward at the top. Try not to get too much motion in your body, but really just put it in the hip. Oh, so needed, so needed. Oh, circle backwards. Every time I do work like this, I also think, boy, I need to do more work like this. Could you imagine if you did this even just 3 times a week? Wow, how much better hip strength you would have. And lack of hip strength is a reason for a lot of lower back and knee pain to begin with. All right? So at the very least, what we can do is we can set somebody up so that when they get into the rehab process after a knee replacement, they got a much better deal going on. All right, up and hold. All right? And that's a big factor going into, when you know you need to have a knee replacement. Going into that, you want to maintain some strength and flexibility. Otherwise, that rehab process is much longer, much harder. It's a big struggle. So the more ability you have going in, which is tough because usually your ability has declined as the pain has increased. Oh, my burning hip. Ah! All right, so coming back up here. Come up that one knee. Then you bring that leg forward there and then step up. All right? Now, I'm going to go to our chair now. So get your chair, sit down in your chair, sit nice and tall. All right? And we're doing a leg raise. All right? Now, I want to do this in sitting. You can do it standing, but I really wanted to keep pressure off of that because make it more a more likely exercise that'd be okay. So it's even less standing in this workout than maybe some others. All right? So if it's really tender, you could try it standing if it's not a big issue. But kind of try to keep that knee pretty straight, pull those toes back towards you. Try to get that back nice and straight so chest sticks out. You can hold on the chair a little bit to kind of brace and control what's happening to your lower back. All right, and so we're getting the quad and hip flexor going a bit here. All right, so we do want to try to keep some of the life into those quad muscles a little bit. All right, so we're trying to get a little bit of this stuff going. All right, other side. So other leg, kick it out. Toes pulled back, knees pretty straight. Sitting up nice and tall. When you do this, you tend to want to slouch because it's easier that way. Your hamstring starts to get a little tight as you do this. All right, it makes you want to bend your back, which is also the reason why our back bends when we're sitting in a chair working on a computer or sitting in a chair in our car. All right, that lower back tends to bend a bit. So that's kind of a separate issue maybe. All right, I think that was just halfway through on this one. I'll pull those toes back, coming up and down. Oh, yes. Squeezing the quad. Nice. Chest is out. All right, now we're going to go with the stair to do the calf raise, all right? So my stair is actually this thing here. So hopefully you got a railing near your stairs. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your foot up on the step there. You're going to drop in and up. This is one that is a maybe because, again, it's a standing. You're standing a little bit, and that may be a factor. So dropping the heels and squeezing up right in here. If this is too much for you, just get your chair and do a toe point and pull back, all right? Toe point and pull back, all right? So you do that one instead of this one. But if you got it, it's okay. You could tell the knees are still protected and safe. It's not forcing too much pressure on it. Then go ahead and do this one. Now, second half here, we could pick the tempo up a little bit. So we're stretching down pretty good and squeezing up pretty high. Now we're going to just double the speed a little bit. So pump that out. Ooh. Now keep that knee pretty straight as you're doing it. We don't want to be doing any extra knee stuff as we're doing this. All right. So pump that out a little bit. Oh, very nice. All right. Now you're going to go to the stairs, still with the push-up. All right. So usually third or fourth step, where the hands go on, is a good place there. Kind of being, well, let me just slide this out of the way here. Woo! See you later. All right. So we're coming down and pressing up, right in here. Shoulders away from the ears, abs in tight, coming down and squeezing up there. Oh. All right. Good body position. Shoulders away from the ears. So as you're doing this, let's say your hands are on the third step. That's pretty hard. And your nose is going to go towards the fourth step. All right, so you're leaning out over that. All right, if you're on the 4th step, your nose is actually going towards the 5th step. All right, so that way you keep the good shoulder posture. Find some nice challenge in here, dropping in, squeezing out. Squeeze those shoulders away from the ears. It's not as more important how many you do. All right, if we're coming up, make sure I keep my legs straight. All right, we got shoulder circle. So I'm gonna do this one sitting down too. You're gonna do a big forward circle here. All right, large forward circle. Right in here, oof. Big circles, big circles. We'll go the tough way on this, ready? We'll do this. Big circles. All right, medium circles. All right, now you double the speed. So go half the size of the circle, double the speed. When you're doing the circles, try to make sure the shoulder blades are leading, not the hands as much. I'm not pushing my hands around in space. I'm using my shoulder blades to move my arms, all right? Shoulder blades are moving the arms. It's helpful to do it that way. You'll get less clicks and pops. You'll get less pressure in the shoulder joint, and you'll work through those upper back and posture muscles better. Still going forward. Now we're real small and real fast. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is no joke. I am not laughing. This is difficult. 8 seconds. Big backward circles. Oh, I gotta pause for a second. I just can't go right away. Oh, this one really is gonna get it here. Now, forward circles are just the setup for the backward circles. Again, try to make sure the shoulder blades are leading the way. They may not be able to make your arms circle as much as you'd like, but that's the range of motion your shoulder blades have, so that's good. Ooh. Yeah, if you can see from the side, my arms aren't going behind me a whole lot, all right? I don't have the range of motion for that. They just don't do it, all right? Medium, double the speed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. Why are we doing this? Oh, such good work though, such good work. And if you're feeling like there's nothing you can do, you're like, there's just nothing, I can't work out, I can't do anything. Listen, you could probably do this. Oh, all right, really small, really small. Oh boy. Really small. Oh my goodness. We're just waving our arms around. This is killer. Come on, we can do this. I'm not gonna stop again. I'm not gonna pause, I'm not gonna bring my arms down. I'm gonna ride it through. Small ones. Ride it through. Go through the discomfort. All right. Back to the floor again. All right. So we get down there with our fancy little keep the knee straight way. All right. Now we're going for the V up. All right. Legs up in the air, and we're coming up after it. If you need to, if sometimes even just supporting like this, it's kind of clicky, poppy, and uncomfortable, you can cross under that injured one. I try to tell people not to do that very often because it does change up the support in the legs, puts things off a little bit. But on a case of if it stops you from doing the exercise, it'd be better to do that. Lower your legs out to get more of a challenge to your lower abdominals there. Those legs out, try to press your lower back in. And try to make sure you're not flinging your arms to do this. You're squeezing from the abs a bit more. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now I want to get you more abs, but I want to get your neck to relax for a second. So we're going to reverse crunches. All right, so you're tucking in. You can tap your heels on the ground and then squeeze in. Now if you tap and you can't keep your back from arching, don't tap all the way. Go out a little bit and squeeze back in. A little bit, squeeze back in. Lower abdominals pulling in hard. There's the last exercise. What you gonna do about it? Halfway. Oh yes. So much fun. Pull. The harder you pull, the more you benefit. The harder you pull, the more you benefit. Pull those abs in. Again, for this one, you could cross the ankle over if that knee needs some support while you're doing this one. Oh, we got it. That's it. That's the fun right there. All right. Now there's some stretches that you can do, when the knee is really aggravated, but probably most likely it's, you may not be able to get to the quad stretch very well, even though it's really important. Maintaining some straightening ability at the knee is a big deal. So if you're noticing that you can't get your leg all the way straight, working on dropping that in is going to be really, really, really helpful. All right, so you can even do a seated hamstring where you're sitting up tall, leaning forward. If you are going to reach, make sure you're not bending your back to do that reach. You're getting them nice and tall and doing a little reach there. All right, for me, a lot of times, I can't protect my back enough, so this is where getting up in a chair, for that one can be helpful. All right, so if I bring the chair in, I now have the chance to get a bit of this stretch here. So I'm getting the hamstring stretch. Probably you might be able to pull off the hip stretch. So hip stretch, I'll just turn facing you for a second. You cross over here. If you can't bend that far, you won't be able to do this one, but you might be able to, as long as you don't have to actually lift it and flex those muscles to do it. You just kind of do it more passively. You can even lift that leg to that position. But just to get some stretch, mobility continuing in the hip is a very good deal. As far as the quad stretch, if you have a chair, you got a chair without an arm or something on the side, you can try to point that leg farther back, all right, and then point that knee down and lean back to get a little bit of that stretch there. Most likely for a lot of people is that's going to start putting too much pressure on the knee, so you may not be able to get to that one, but you could stand up and potentially do one where you just press back this way to get that front of the leg to stretch. All right, so maintaining some flexibility through here, the hamstring and the hip will be really, really helpful. Maybe not so much on your during your recovery. Is really it's almost like prehab. It is before the surgery, making sure that you maintain the most strength, the most flexibility, and you feel like you can still make progress. All right, for this workout, if you want to, you can run through that again. All right, 2 times through will get you really nice and spent and worked up really well. All right, I hope that's helpful. I hope that's encouraging to know that there's probably something that you can do, to keep yourself in fighting shape at least, and maybe give yourself a better shot at having a great outcome if you do go in for the surgery. All right, this is Jeremy, the Tall Trainer, saying have fun, be safe, God bless. God, most likely the people who are doing this workout are experiencing a decent amount of pain in their knee. And if it's something they can fix flexibility-wise, help them to find the extra time for stretching, so that maybe they can fix some of that through that stretching time. But oftentimes by the time it gets to this level, it's bone on bone. There's not much to be done, and help them to make the wise choice when it's time to go under the knife or not. Depending on the person, But when they make that choice to go there to get the surgery, that it is a wonderful outcome. If they find great restoration, the quality of the procedure is awesome. Give them strength as they go through the rehab process, because it's not necessarily easy post knee surgery. It's challenging and there is some pain, but help them to realize that it is a short-term investment, that will bring them to much less pain, in the future. Thank you that we have some of these options available to us, and the choice is not just to be to have a lame or a crippled type leg, forever. That they have doctors that have discovered some great things to do, and to help us to use what we can as far as exercise and flexibility. Make sure we've checked off those boxes that we have. We've done a great job in those areas, and then when it's necessary, that we find wise counsel and make the right choice. All right. God, just be with these people in their hearts and their bodies. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. All right. Have fun. Be safe. God bless.